What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's Black Series talk show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we're going to be counting down the top 10 most shocking omissions from the Black Series.
Yes, we are. So hit like, subscribe if you are new. We are always talking about Star Wars, the Black Series. Nate, I got this idea because in the Discord and in online spaces, I always hear the phrase like, I can't believe they never made this one.
Mm-hmm.
So just to establish what exactly we mean by shocking omissions is looking at characters that were simply shocked they never got to, and this is important, given the context of Hasbro's history with the Black Series and their habit with releases.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at what they've done.
Right.
And looking at some characters like, wow, can't believe they never made that one. This is not a general wish list.
Yeah.
So I really want to hit that point. This is not a general wish list. So when it comes to us asking your thoughts, listen to our list first, and then I think you'll get what we're going for here.
Definitely. So let's start things out here with a couple figures, some honorable rumors.
Yeah.
If you will.
All right.
Some honorable rumors that these are figures, of course, always take this with a grain of salt, but we may be seeing these in the future. So I'm going to rifle both of them off, and that is Blind Kanan.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe we don't have any Season 3 or 4 Rebels crew.
Right. It's literally Disney.
Yeah. You would think they would have pumped out the Season 1, 2 looks, and then immediately just double backed and pumped out the 3 and 4 looks.
Right. Absolutely.
But for whatever reason, they chose not to. However, we have it on pretty decent authority that we may be seeing a Blind Kanan in the Black Series.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one actually recently just got leaked, and it's Chimer, the Stranger.
Yeah, that was actually the inspiration for this video, because if they really went through and just never did the Stranger from the Acolyte, like the main antagonist,
Mm-hmm.
like the villain of the series, that probably would have been the most shocking omission, like, of all time in the Black Series.
Yeah.
So those are two that would have been on this list, but they're all but confirmed to be coming.
All right, so let's jump into the actual list itself. We'll start out with number 10, which is a figure we would both be skipping on.
True.
However, this is without a doubt a shocking omission.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10 is Pelimoto.
Yeah, I am really kind of annoyed by this character. I'm just not a fan of that style of comedic relief, and
She's grating. She's absolutely grating. I can't even sugarcoat it. Pelimoto is one of the most annoying modern Star Wars characters.
it's giving MCU humor.
Yeah,
And-
yeah, I can't do it.
And they just make a constant appearance. I believe they're in all 3 seasons of Mando and the Book of Boba Fett. So it's just a running gag at this point.
Yeah.
Spoke too soon.
But Hasbro goes hard on the Mandalorian like, they went absolutely hard on season 1 and season 2 figures. Not so much season 3 like yet,
Right.
but given, in Galaxy packaging, the Mandalorian has by far the longest mural.
Almost 40, if not over 40.
Right. And if you're counting like Credit Collection Carbonized, I believe it's just under 100 total releases for Mando, maybe even over 100 by now. So since they got to so many of them, it is shocking that there's such a prevalent character missing from the Black Series.
Yeah, and especially one that I think you and I are in the minority. I think most people like Peli and would love to have a figure of her, but for us, we just think she's kind of annoying.
They even did the Target set that was like a Pelimoto pack.
Oh, right. Yeah, the pit droids and the R5.
Yeah, and the BD droid.
Right.
That just adds another layer of shock.
They made a build-up pack for Peli,
Right.
but didn't put... They were like, oh, we forgot to put out Peli. She's just sitting there ready to go
Right.
on John Black Series' desk.
Mm-hmm. Number 9 is an infamous one, and it's the Shore Trooper Captain.
This one's a head-scratcher, bro.
This is easily one of the biggest shocking omissions because they have the sculpt. It's one of those where it's a repaint away from existing.
Yeah.
And back in, 2016, 2017, they did the regular Scarif Stormtrooper. They did the squad leader. And then later, in more recent Black Series history, they did the Shore Trooper from Andor.
Right.
And they did the AT-ACT pilot.
Right. Yeah. There's basically like 2 glaring omissions because they also did the tank pilot, but they didn't do the tank pilot commander, which is literally gray stripe of paint.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, this one here with the Shore Trooper captain, which is literally just a couple different paint hits. It's a similar color scheme to the squad leader, but
it's probably too similar for them to think it would be worth it. But like they did a model kit of it, so I don't know.
I almost feel like there's something weird going on with this because SH Figuarts didn't do any of the other Shore Troopers, but they did do the captain. And similarly, they didn't do the plane tank pilot, but they did the commander.
I think Hasbro and SHF might be in cahoots on this one.
I mean, it almost seems like they were like, hey, we're not going to do that one, you do that one, and we're not going to do these, so you do these. Even though I know that is absolutely not how it works.
Yeah.
Don't think I'm being serious for a second about that, but that's just my mental gymnastics behind why the Shore Trooper captain does not exist in the Black Series. Number 8's another head scratcher, my brother, and it is the Imperial Gunner. How many years are we going to go without him?
They did every original trilogy Imperial for so many years in a row. They were knocking out so many Stormtrooper, Snow Trooper, Imperial officers, Scout Troopers, TIE pilots.
I can't believe we live in a world where we got the Death Star Commander.
Oh, it's like the Naval Trooper.
Yeah,
they give it a weird name in Black Series, but it's just like the Imperial Navy's troopers.
I can't believe we got the Imperial Navy Trooper before the Gunner. I would have assumed Gunner would have come first because it's a helmeted character. There's no face, photoreal, anything like that.
TVC has it.
Right, balance of scales.
And it's easily one of our, it's on our top 10 wish list.
Yeah.
Even though this isn't a general wish list, we have some overlap here. And it's definitely a head scratcher because they've literally done like most of the other OT trooper designs for the Imperials. Like maybe the Imperial Gunner and the AT-ST driver. But I want them.
Yeah. And honestly, it's another one of those in a similar vein to the Shore Trooper captain. It's an overlay and a helmet away from being a figure. Like if they really wanted to reuse the naval body, it's close enough. Or I'm sure they could reuse another body.
Yeah, there's probably like more modern legs.
Yeah.
Like kit bash it out.
Right.
Use some of the more modern Imperial officer tooling or the trooper tooling, whatever. I think it'd be easy.
Yeah, me too.
Number 7 is Ben Solo. Now, Rise of Skywalker, I feel like this is when Hasbro got some cold feet with the sequel trilogy. But they did like Zori Bliss, Janna, other character, the Knight of Ren.
I mean, the cold feet I think was definitely deserved on their part.
Oh, yes.
As, there was a massive amount of peg warming from TFA, Rogue One, Last Jedi, all leading up to that.
Right.
Solo. So I get why they didn't do a lot of Rise of Skywalker figures. The choices for the figures they did, bizarre.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously they didn't do, Finn or Poe.
But they gave us Rey.
But they did give us Rey, which I guess she's more of a central character, as well as Kylo Ren. They did so many Kylo Rens, which is why out of that pool, I'm like, Ben Solo just screams Hasbro's like cup of tea. They're like, yo, generic black outfit with a lightsaber with another Skywalker lightsaber.
Yeah.
I just feel like that would have been one that they would do.
Right.
Like it has their name written all over it. Like generic ass black outfit with a blue lightsaber.
Yeah, because they could have just retooled something that they had to pull this one out. And it's confusing. I don't know why we don't have a Poe. I don't know why we don't have a Finn. You'd think that they would have done those over one Knight of Ren, Zori Bliss, and Darkside Rey. Remember Darkside Rey for 4 seconds? Moving on to number 6, though. This is back to the original trilogy. We still got a couple OT heavy hitters left that are shocking omissions. So number 6 is Moff Jerjerrod.
Yeah. This is another similar one with the other Imperials where, like, they did Tarkin, they did Veers, they did Piet, they did Rampart, they did Thrawn, they did Krennic.
It's just a different head.
Right, and
and a different rank plate.
Right, I was going to say, I am a little rusty on the rank plaques, but just make a little slightly different one and glue it on. Right. If that's the case, you know, but you're absolutely right. It's just a different head.
Or would technically, since Moff Tarkin, well, he's Grand Moff Tarkin, I guess.
Right, I did look it up. Okay. It is different.
I was going to
say.
But
it might just be the paint that's different. Yeah. I don't know.
It might be this, like, the same number of pips are there, but it's just whatever it may be.
I'm sure one of you will let us know. But basically what we're getting at is tons of reuse. We even have more modern Imperial officer tooling available now that we have Thrawn and a new director Krennic coming from Andor Season 2, so there's even more options. And I just feel like, how are you going to do Piet, Veers, Tarkin, and not do Jerjerrod?
Right, like the final, like, major Imperial officer, or at least that has, like, some lines of dialogue.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But for whatever reason, they... Oh, and by the way, Balance of Scales, TBC has them.
I mean...
So, you know, we gotta get him in Black Series. It's only fair.
I mean...
Yeah, this one, it just seems so simple. It's just a different head. And different paint on the rank plate.
Mm-hmm. Number 5 is Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett. And that's right, you heard it. Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett. Because the one that they released was from a 2-second flashback from when he was in The Mandalorian Season 2. There is a noticeable different design between The Mandalorian Season 2 and the Book of Boba Fett. Mainly the tights, the different boots, some subtle other changes, whatever it is. TVC got this one as well.
Right.
So they felt the need to differentiate. And I'm just surprised. Like, I wouldn't buy this, but I'm just surprised it didn't come out.
Right. Especially because around this time, every single color of Boba Fett that we've ever seen, getting the droids Boba Fett, the bounty hunter, all black Boba Fett, like all of
Tython Jedi Ruins,
all of these,
Morak,
all of these Nomad Boba, all of these Boba Fetts all coming out at
Credit
once.
collection.
And for some reason, they got to easily his best modern design, in my opinion.
100%.
And they said, we're good.
They said,
we're good on that one.
Yep.
Which is crazy to me. I thought they would have 100% given us this Boba Fett look. If not, obviously, when the show was airing, but, you know, sometime after. But obviously, it's been years at this point, and we've got nothing. This one is actually genuinely shocking. However, I will say, anyone who wanted this look, you should have just bought the SH Figure Arts. I mean, it went down to like $40, and you got the throne, alt heads, alt weapons, alt hands, blast effects. You got the whole 9 yards. So you should have just bought that when it was dirt cheap. But yeah, for whatever reason, shocking omission. Another shocking omission, Justin, is from Mandalorian Season 1. And again, we're balancing the scales. There's a lot of scale balancing on this episode.
True.
And our number 4 pick is Mythrol, which is not his name, but that's his species. And he's an unnamed character, which is shocking for Star Wars.
Right. Same exact logic as Pelimoto, but even more so because this is like Season 1 specific. Like opening scene, Episode 1.
Right.
When Din, you know, he has the Durasteel armor, not the full kit of Beskar. And I just feel like all the Season 1 heavy hitters have been made, with the exception of the Mythrol. So, yeah, same logic as Peli, honestly.
Yeah. I actually would probably pick up Mythrol because he would just be a good background alien for something, so...
That's fair.
Why not?
Number 3, we've had a protocol droid sculpt in the line for almost a decade.
Don't remind me.
And they've only ever done one character on this body, and that is C-3PO. So a shocking omission because, you know, simple repaint. TC-14 from The Phantom Menace. Now, I know it's a prequel figure, and for a good 9-10 years, they were really shying away from prequel stuff, but I still think this is rather shocking because of just how easy it would be.
Yeah.
It's just silver.
Yeah. Instead of gold, silver. Include a drink tray with it.
Yeah.
You know?
And we have Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, so...
Yeah. And now we have them with their robes. So now it would be
wow.
even more scene accurate because they are wearing their robes during the initial encounter with TC-14.
Now, I will say the protocol droid sculpt we have is a little undersized,
Yeah. It needs work.
and I think it should be a lot more shiny,
100%.
kind of like the SH Figure Arts or the Bandai model kit. So I don't know if I'd be down for just a straight...
Or,
Give it a matte silver,
right,
you know?
right. It would need to be vac metal. Or just some kind of highly reflective. Listen, if the Disney Elite series can give us a TC-14 that's shiny, Hasbro, I know you can do it. I know you can. You just gave us that Commander Cobra that has a nice vac metal silver visor on
That's
it.
facts. That's facts.
I know you can do it. And if the Disney Elite series did it 5 years ago, come on now. I know they have the technology to get this done. Number 2, we're bringing it to the Bad Batch, which they did a pretty great job of covering the main cast, the main crew, the main villains. However, they forgot a certain trooper update.
They did.
And our number 2 pick here is the TK Trooper from the Bad Batch. Sort of your in-between Clone Trooper Phase 2 and plain old Imperial Stormtrooper.
Yeah, it's also like a McQuarrie concept homage.
Yeah.
And this was an OOTB guarantee back in the day. Like, I would slap, like, back when that
Yeah.
show was airing,
Right.
I was slapping, like, this is a common sense. Like, they're absolutely going to release a TK Trooper. I would have bought 2.
Mm-hmm.
You would have bought 2.
Absolutely.
There's even some, like, little repaint potential, because they did the classic, give it red accents with a pauldron.
Yep. Oh, he's got a pauldron on him.
Yeah, so I'm really shocked. And, like, the one with the goggles
Yeah.
and stuff like that, like, I'm really surprised they never got around to doing that one.
It would have been like a little bit more new tooling than I think we would have expected, but they
Right.
still could have went off of the base 2020 Stormtrooper body and just
Overlaid. And pieces and bits.
yeah, I think it could have easily happened, and I'm genuinely surprised it didn't. And I mean, honestly, surprised we're sitting here right now with pretty much no season 3, actually 0 season 3 Bad Batch figures.
Yeah, they really did say screw that, didn't they?
Yeah,
They didn't do any for season 3?
not a single one, unless you
That's shocking in and of itself.
yeah, because I was gonna say unless you count Omega,
Right.
because her costume's kind of the same from season 2 to 3. However, we didn't get the blackout costumes. I guess they're
Or like
they're-
Hemlock or anyone else.
Yeah. So
Kaminoans.
right, exactly. There was like a bunch of things in season 3 that I think would have made total sense, and we got none of them. We got absolutely none of, not even a repaint of the Bad Batch crew, where all they would have had to do was make all of their armor black.
Yeah, that is actually kind of shocking in and of itself. And the TK Trooper even more, because I just feel like that's one that Hasbro absolutely would have nailed.
Yep, 100%.
Number 1.
This one's crazy, bro.
This one is genuinely crazy for how long we've had this sculpt and how many repaints that they've done from other random ass like areas of Star Wars. And this is the B1 Commander / Security, featured in the Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, everywhere. What are they doing, Nate? What, like, this is easily my number 1, like, how have they not done this yet?
It's a dot of yellow paint.
And like a little bit of yellow on like
yeah,
the shoulder
and there's like
piece,
some yellow on their little
the lower.
fin pieces,
Yeah.
but it is a yellow dot of paint. I don't know how we've got Republic Commando, Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, there's like 2 different Jedi Survivor ones. The Heavy from Modern Battlefront,
Right.
the Republic Commando. So that's like 4 from gaming. They did do the Geonosis one, so
Sure.
Thankfully, but there's even the commander
I was gonna say there's
in
I
Geonosis
was gonna
with the
say,
yellow,
There's a commander.
and it just like they're so common. Like,
Yeah, I don't understand why they chose to do all of these lesser repaints over the theatrical ones that I think people would generally be more interested in buying. Same thing with the security, which is that the blue or is that the red one?
the commander is yellow with the yellow dot. The
Right.
security is red.
Okay.
And then the pilot is the one with blue markings.
Right.
And then the red one is also kind of like the sniper class from OG Battlefront.
Yeah,
Which
right.
that would be fun too.
Yeah, I always think of the red one in my mind. I'm like, oh, that's the sniper.
Yeah.
But I know that's just Battlefront logic, not actual like film logic. But
Right.
yeah, even with those, it's literally just like the smallest amount of red and blue paint possible. It's not even a crazy color scheme. It's not even a outlandish design.
Right.
It's just some lines of blue or red or yellow paint.
Absolutely. And it, like I said, this is easily the most shocking omission, and just like, you know, that whole idea of like, how have they not done this? It seems so obvious for them to do it. And I would totally be down for all three.
Yeah.
I know Commander Cook has absolutely cooked. He has a tutorial on how to do these. I bought the yellow paint, Nate, and then I just never
Never
I
committed.
think I'm just afraid of making the perfect circle.
The circle is definitely
It's gonna have to be like SpongeBob, where this is how you do the perfect circle, and it's like amazing, and then he erases it,
Yeah.
and it's the perfect circle. I don't know, but I know you've done the security.
Yeah, the security droid's easy.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally just the trooper design. The design of the B1 almost like lends itself to just be easily
Yeah,
painted.
but I always prefer like official
Oh.
products, and like
If there was an official B1 security droid, I would buy that.
Right.
Even though I have my custom painted one that I made myself.
because like it's part of why I consider these things collectibles,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So I'm not really known for heavily modifying my figures regardless, except for Commander Gree's antenna. You already know I super glued that thing in. So I would just be so down for the Commander security and pilot, and it is rather shocking. In fact, it is our most shocking, our number one most surprising omission in the entire Black Series line.
And so there you have it. That's all we've got for you on this week's episode of Figure It Out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new. We're always talking about Star Wars, the Black Series here on the channel. And if you are in a position to help support us directly, we do also offer a couple different channel membership tiers down in the description below. Check those out. And while you're there, make sure to join our Discord. That is completely free. It's a great way to get connected with the community, and also a great way to ensure that you'll never miss another figgy
That's facts.
going in stock, going up for pre-order, whatever it may be.
Yeah, there was just a restock of like 200 units
Yeah.
for the Yoda and Gree 2-pack, and I was thinking about our review, and I was reading all those comments of people missing out. I was like, this is a perfect example.
Yep.
And there were countless people. Thanks for the heads up, guys.
Yeah.
I just secured my Yoda and Gree. So join that Discord.
I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin,
See you guys later.
and we will see you all next time on Out of the Basement.
The security is blue, the commander's yellow, and then the pilot is blue. Or did I say that all completely wrong?
Well, you said two things were blue right there.
Nice blooper for you.
Yeah. there you go.
Goodbye!